Hello and welcome to my YouTube. This YouTube is on setting up your new E463 keyboard. The first 5 minutes. I speak slowly in my YouTubes because 67% of the people that watch my YouTubes do not speak English as their native language. And 12 of my regular subscribers are totally blind. So here's the situation. You have a new E463 keyboard. You've just got it and you really don't know anything about it. So you're in a position to where, quote, I just want to know how to turn on the keyboard and play something. There are 52 buttons, 3 knobs, and a rotary dial on the E463 keyboard. What do you need to know in the very first 5 minutes when you first get your new E463 keyboard? Where should you begin? You've just plugged in your E463 keyboard for the first time, and all you want to do is play some instrument with your right hand and play an accompaniment with your left hand. In this video, I will assume you know nothing about your E463 keyboard. In this video, I'll show you the very first things you need to learn about your E463 keyboard. There are only 6 buttons and 1 dial that you need to learn about in the first 5 minutes, and I'm going to explain them and demonstrate them to you in this video. How do you turn on the E463 keyboard? Amazingly enough, there's no switch that's labeled on and off. There's no button on the back that says power on, power off. There's no indication. But if you look in the top left corner of the keyboard, right where that blue arrow was pointing, you see this symbol. This is the universal symbol for power. It's on millions and millions of electronic and electrical devices around the world. So on your keyboard, this is where the power button is, right underneath that little icon that stands for power. All you need to do is reach out with a finger and tap this button, and your keyboard will instantly turn on, and you'll know it's on because your screen will light up. Now, to turn it off, you need to press and hold this button for about 2 seconds. If you just tap it, nothing will happen. You have to hold it just a little bit. By the way, your keyboard is set to automatically turn off in 30 minutes if you don't touch it. If you just turn it on and play for a couple of minutes and then walk away, 30 minutes later, if you have not touched anything on the keyboard, it turns off. This is a safety feature that Yamaha has built into the keyboard. Every time you turn on your E463 keyboard, it sets the entire keyboard to a grand piano. So the minute you turn it on, you can start playing it as a piano. The keyboard can play 758 different instruments. Yamaha calls them voices. That's their name for an instrument. So how do you choose and turn on a voice? You need to press the voice button. Where's that? Right here. Let's look at it closer. this is what it looks like. Now, when you press this, it's going to turn on and it will glow. All four of these buttons glow when you press them. So that's how you know that you have selected the voice. It will glow. Okay, so that's the first thing. Press the voice button. Then use the rotary dial or the number pad to select any one of the 758 voices. So when you turn it on, it's always going to say grand piano voice 001. You will use this rotary dial, and there's a little indentation here for your finger. And as you rotate it clockwise, the voices go up in number. And as you rotate it counterclockwise, the voice numbers go down. Or you can simply punch in a number over here. So let's say I want voice number 512. So I would go 5, 1, 2. And it will instantly go to voice number 512. So there's two ways to change the voice. Rotary wheel or punch in the number. So here's a little video of what it looks like. I've reached out with my finger and I'm rotating it, and sure enough, the numbers are going up as I go from one voice to another. I can also go down by rotating it counterclockwise. Okay? So that's one way. That's the easy way if you just have to change numbers, or you can press the numeric pad. Let's look at it once again. I'm on voice number 035, and as I rotate clockwise, the numbers go up. Okay, if I go counterclockwise, the voice numbers go down, and there's 758 of them. Or you can just punch in the numbers on the number pad. Either way, they work the same. How do I make the voice louder or softer? You want to use the master volume dial. Where's that? It's right over here. And this is what it looks like close up. Now, my keyboard has a little white line on it because I got some of my wife's white fingernail polish and I painted this little white line because the regular knob is just all black, and I really couldn't tell where it was. So I put a line on there. It helps me figure out is the master volume at full maximum or at minimum or somewhere in the middle. Just an idea. Works for me. So this button controls everything. The main voice, the dual voice, the split voice, the arpeggio, the grooves, the demo songs. Every sound that comes out of this keyboard is controlled by this master volume. What do I need to know next? So next you need to know how to select a style and have it start playing. What exactly is a style? A style is a built-in musical accompaniment. Think of it as a little band that plays along with you. Your E463 has 235 different built-in styles. So how do I choose which style I want to play? You press the Style button, and it's right next to the Voice button. And sure enough, when you press it, it lights up telling you that you have turned on the Style button. And then, just like with the main voice, you use the rotary dial or the numeric keypad to select which of the 235 styles you want to play. So you press Style, and then you rotate the rotary wheel or press one of the numbers to call up one of the 235 styles. Now it's going to take you weeks to really learn what the different styles sound like. I mean, there's 235 of them. If you just took 30 seconds each one, that's several hours of just sitting here listening to the styles. So have fun with that. That's part of the excitement of a new keyboard, is learning all the fascinating and interesting sounds and styles it can play. That's why you bought it. So how do I start and stop the style playing? What you want is you want the style to automatically start playing when you start playing. There are two buttons you need to press. And they're right here and right here. Let's look at them a little closer. You need to press the accompaniment on/off button, and you need to press the sync start button. So here's the accompaniment on and off, and here is the synchronize start button. Now, you don't press them at the same time. Press one and then the other. I always press the accompaniment first because it's on the left, and then reach over and tap the sync start. So press both of these buttons. And what that's going to do is it's going to set the keyboard up so that it will automatically start playing when I press certain keys. And I'll talk about those keys next. And your screen should look like this. You should see the words accompaniment on. That will turn on. And see these four little bars right here? These should be flashing if you've turned on the sync start. Here's a video of what it really looks like. Accompaniment on, and you want to see these flashing. That means you have pressed both of those buttons. Let's look at it again. Accompaniment on, and these start flashing when you press the sync start. This is where you want to be. Okay? When you press the accompaniment on, you also split the keyboard. Now we're starting to talk about the difference between a piano and a keyboard. What do you mean we've split the keyboard? Where? Actually, right here. Your keyboard is split into two parts, and it is split on this key, the F sharp. Yamaha set that up. You can change it, but in the 49 years I've been using keyboards, and I've had 7 of them, I have never, ever, ever changed the split point. All right, so what's it mean to split it? See all of these notes from here all the way to the right end? Then there's another area from the F sharp down here. Each of these does something different, and let me tell you what they do. What do these keys do? This is where you play the main voice. So you press the voice button, right, and you dial in some voice. That voice will be played by all of these notes. This is where you usually play the melody of your song. What's this little area over here? This is where you play the style. So your right hand is playing the main voice, but your left hand is over here playing the style. So if you have pressed the accompaniment on and the sync start buttons, when you press any key or chord in the style section of the keyboard, the style will start playing. Oops, sorry. If you have pressed the accompaniment on and the synchronized start buttons, when you press any key or chord in the style section of the keyboard, the style will start playing instantly. So if you touch any key or press a chord over here in the style section, it starts playing. And that's what you want. You can press the Start/Stop button to stop playing the style. That's this button right here. Now, later on, you'll learn that there's things called introductions and there's things called endings that will end a style. But for now, let's just concentrate on keeping it simple. Press this button and the style instantly stops playing. That's all you need to know for now. Where can I see a list of all 758 voices and a list of the 235 styles? You know, I've opened up my owner's manual and I've looked everywhere. There's no list. That's right. It's not in your owner's manual. It's in this manual. Unfortunately, you didn't get this manual when you bought your keyboard. Yamaha didn't ship it with the keyboard. But the fact that you're watching this YouTube means that you are on the internet, and you can go on the internet and download this manual. And I'm going to make it easy for you. I'll put the website URL for this manual in my comments below the video. So all you have to do is click on it and you will go into the Yamaha manual section and you can download this manual into your phone or your iPad or your computer like I have. And then you can open up the list and see the numbers and names of all 758 voices and all 235 styles. That's the only place they're listed. Now, I have put up 107 YouTube videos over the past 4 years to teach people how to set up and play their Yamaha E463 keyboard. To find my E463 YouTube videos, in YouTube, search for this. My name, Maury Reese, and then type in E463. So that will search all the billions of YouTube movies and just find those that have Maury Reese E463 associated with them. On your phone, it will look something like this, and you'll be able to take your finger and scroll up and down through all 107 of my YouTubes. On your computer, your Windows, or your Macintosh, it looks like this. Okay? So let's go live to the E463 keyboard and watch me set it up for the first time. And then I'll choose a voice, and then I'll choose a style, and I'll start playing it. I'm going to do what I've just told you what to do. Here we are at the E463 keyboard, and I've turned the camera onto the keyboard because that's the important thing, not me. It's turned off, it's plugged in, but it's turned off. So the first thing, of course, is we need to turn it on. Remember, the power button is right up here. So I'm going to tap it. Ready? Tap. And the screen instantly lights up. And it says Yamaha. And I'm waiting for a second. And now it says Grand Piano 001. So every time you turn it on, it turns into a grand piano, the entire keyboard. It's a grand piano, and you can just go ahead okay? All right, so next it has 758 voices. So let's go set up a different voice rather than the piano. So once again, the first thing I need to do is press the voice button. And it's already pressed and it's lit up. So here's the voice button. Now the next thing I need to do is select what voice I want. Now I can use the rotary wheel, so let me spin it around. And here, for example, is voice number 4, a harpsichord. Okay, if we dial it up here, let's see, here's something called Venus. Let's dial up 040, and now it's a nylon guitar. And let's turn it into a 12-string guitar. All right, and let's turn it into an overdrive guitar. And let's dial up 070, and now it's violin strings. All right, voice 094, and it's a sweet saxophone. Voice 134 is a flute. Once again, the entire keyboard is a flute. All right, so that's how you set up a voice. Press the voice button, dial up what you want, or punch it in, and remember, get that data manual, and you'll have a list of all 758 of the voices that you can call up. Over here is the master control, so here's my flute. I'll make it louder and then softer. Okay, and that's the entire keyboard. All right, now what I want is I want to set up a style, and there's 258 of them. So the first thing I do is I press the style button, and it says, okay, you're looking at style number 1001, which is a bright rock. So now let me split the keyboard. And how do I do that? I press the accompaniment on and off. Ready? Click. And then I press the sync start button. Ready? Click. And on my screen it says accompaniment on, and those 4 little bars are flashing telling me that I've turned on the sync start. So the keyboard has been split right here at F sharp. Watch this. Aha. This is a flute. But once I get to the split point, F sharp, I am playing the style. And I've set the style up so that the minute I hit any key down here in the style section, it starts playing like this. Oops, got to turn it back on, sorry. And I press the stop button to stop it. By the way, you can set it up so where one finger plays an entire chord, but that's another lesson. All right, so how do I change styles? Well, I use the rotary dial. Here's something called bubble gum, and it sounds like this. dial and dial in something else. This is called Jazz Rock. Set it up so that it's all set. The minute I touch any chord or key, it starts playing. And let's change the voice to a trumpet. 109 is a trumpet. So my right hand is a trumpet. And my left hand is something called Jazz Rock. It's style number 032. And it sounds like this. Stop. Okay, that's it. That's the first 5 minutes. We turn it on. We control the volume with the master volume. We press the voice button, and we can dial in or punch in on the numeric pad any one of 758 voices. We press the style, and then we can choose any one of 235 styles. We press the auto accompaniment and the sync start so that the minute we press any key or chord in the left hand, it starts playing like this. And then stop. That's stop. So that's it. In the first 5 minutes, you can choose any voice, and now you know how to choose any style, and you know how to get the style to start automatically when you press a key, and you can stop it by just pressing the stop button. So I hope you have found this useful, and for those of you that own an E463 and are brand new, I hope this gets you started. For those of you that are thinking about buying an E463, this gives you some idea of the things that it can do right off the bat. This is about as simple as it gets. Choose a voice, choose a style, play it. Thank you for watching.